Alrighty, folks, welcome to our part 2 video here today for Wednesday, July 26th. And real quick, guys, like I said in my earlier video, we cashed in on 5 different plays yesterday on my website on patreon.com/BrockPage. We had the Angels, Rays, Guardians, Cubs, and Padres. And they all got the job done for us. And the only way you could have accessed all those winners is to be a chairman member on my website. I'll explain a little bit more about that in just a moment. But before we go ahead and move on, just want to take another quick time out and welcome you to my Major League Baseball free pick video here today, part 2 for Wednesday, July 26, 2023. My name is Brock Page. I've been doing free sports picks right here on YouTube since 2016. And if you want to see which one of these free plays on these videos that are also being used as my premium selections, you may want to think about signing up for my chairman package on my website. It's a full access, all-inclusive membership. It gives you access to every single personal play of mine, every single package, every single day for the next 30 days. And as an added bonus, folks, you also get access to my chairman podcast absolutely free. It's included with your purchase. Now, if you don't need all of my premium selections, but you still want to get one, you may want to think about signing up for my Daily Best Play. My Daily Best Play gives you access to one of my premium selections every single day for the next 30 days. And yep, you guessed it. It's only going to cost you just $1.99 for 30 days of service. The math works out to be just 6 cents a day. I currently have over 550 members who are signed up and active on my website right now. With that, folks, let's go ahead and dive into some free content. We're going to start off with the Reds at the Brewers, 2:10 Eastern first pitch. Milwaukee's $1.30, totals 9 runs. Freddie Peralta for Milwaukee, Ben Lively for Cincinnati. And even though Lively's shown some good stuff, he has lost a handful of games. He comes into today's contest with a 4-5 record. Now, the Reds have also been pretty bad against the NL Central. Out of 31 divisional contests this year, the Reds got the W only 13 times. They're facing a Milwaukee team who's had little issues getting the W against divisional opponents. They're 21-10 against NL Central competition. And in their last 10 meetings with Cincinnati, they held the Reds to just 2.3 runs a game. Of course, we could see some more of the same with Freddie Peralta on the mound. The righty struck out 118 batters this season. These Milwaukee pitchers, as a whole, they're allowing only 7.8 hits a game. That's nearly a National League best. Tellez and Anderson are still out for the Brewers. Casali, Senzel, Fairchild, and Steer won't be starting for Cincy. Milwaukee saw 3 out of their last 4 Peralta starts get over the total. They also went 8-5 to the over in their last 13 in that same category. Give me Milwaukee minus $1.30, over 9. Next ballgame, Cards, D-backs, 3:40 p.m. East. Arizona's $1.40, totals 8.5. Zach Allen for Arizona, Jack Flaherty for St. Louis. Now, Flaherty could get shelled here today. He's got a 4.39 ERA along with a 1.53 whip. Now, the righty's also had some control issues. He's walked nearly 55 batters already this year. And as a team, the Redbirds lost 4 out of their last 5. And they averaged under 2.1 runs a game in those losses. We could see more of the same here today as they face righty Zach Gallen. The Arizona starter has 11 wins on the season with a 1.06 whip. Strikeouts are also up for the righty. He's fanned 135 batters and has an ERA in the low 3s. And even if Gallen struggles with St. Louis, the D-backs have little issue scoring runs. They're a top 5 run-producing lineup in the National League. Ketel Marte has got 108 hits on the season with an OPS nearly in the 900s. Meanwhile, Corbin Carroll's got an OPS in the 900s himself. He's also got a 4.1 wins above replacement. Gabe Moreno's out for Arizona. Tommy Edman's still inactive for St. Louis. 4 out of the Cards' last 6 road games got over the total. They're also 7-3 to the over in their last 10 at any location. Give me Arizona minus $1.40, over 8.5. Next matchup, Pirates-Padres, 4:10 p.m. East. San Diego's the $2 favorite, totals 8.5. Seth Lugo for San Diego, Johan Oviedo for Pittsburgh. Now, Ovi's recorded 11 losses on the year already, has an ERA close to 5. As a team, the Buccos took a loss in their last 8 straight Oviedo starts. The last time they won a game where he threw out the first pitch was June 5th. Now they're facing a San Diego team who won 5 out of their last 8. They still find a way to get on base even though they can't hit. These guys are walking over 4.1 times a game at home. That's nearly a league best. And a lot of that is thanks to Juan Soto, who's taken 94 free passes this year. He has an OPS in the 900s. Meanwhile, Hae-Sung Kim's been walked 45 times, and he has an impressive wins above replacement average of 5.1. Now, these Friars hitters, they're not going to need a whole lot of runs because Seth Lugo's on the mound. He's got an ERA in the 3s, and he averages just about a strikeout an inning. And when it comes to the injury list, Hayes and Bay are still out. Ji-Man Choi is questionable. Total-wise, 6 out of Pittsburgh's last 10 outings against San Diego stayed under the total. So if you're into historical trends, plenty of unders to go around. They're also 8-3 to the under in their last 11 Oviedo starts. Now the Pods on the other side, they are currently 20-13 to the under against National League opponents at Petco. Give me San Diego minus 1.5, under 8.5. Next ball game, Blue Jays Dodgers, 4:10 Eastern first pitch. The LA Dodgers are minus $1.30, totals 10 runs. Tony Gonsolin for Los Angeles, Yusei Kikuchi for Toronto. And as good as Kikuchi's been recently, these Toronto pitchers as a whole, well, they do struggle away from home. These guys are in the bottom 5 in the American League in road hits allowed per game. Meanwhile, as a team, the Blue Jays lost 5 out of their last 8. They're going to have to face Tony Gonsolin, who's recorded only 3 losses in 77-plus innings. The righty's got an ERA in the 3s, along with a 1.08 whip. And even if Gonsolin gets shelled, these Dodger hitters can outscore anyone. These guys are a top 3 run-producing lineup. Freddie Freeman's got 131 hits on the year. He also is he has the second highest OPS average in the game. Meanwhile, J.D. Martinez, he's in the top 10 in both home runs and RBI. Jake Marisnick's still out for Los Angeles. Kike Hernandez could make an appearance for the Dodgers, newly acquired. Good to see him back in Los Angeles. The Dodgers are 8-2 to the over in their last 10 ball games. They're also 24-6 to the over against American League opponents. Toronto, on the other side, they've gone 63% to the over in their interleague road games. Give me the Dodgers minus 130, over 10. Next matchup, O's Phillies, 6:05 Eastern first pitch. Philadelphia's $1.20 at home, totals 9.5. Ranger Suarez for Philadelphia, Kyle Bradish for Baltimore. Now the O's got the W in 4 out of their last 6 Kyle Bradish starts. The Reddy's got an ERA of 3.05, whole lot of strikeouts, and a 1.13 whip. As a team, the O's got the W in 5 out of their last 7, and they're one of the best offensive teams on the road in the game. They're actually in the top 3 in the American League in run production while traveling. Ryan O'Hearn's got an OPS nearly in the 900s. He's hitting .310 at the dish. Meanwhile, Adley Rutschman, he's pounding the baseball as well. They're facing a Phillies team who just doesn't want to win for Ranger Suarez. Out of 73 innings of work this year, the lefty Suarez, he's recorded only 2 wins. He's got an ERA in the 4s along with a 1.40 whip. Meanwhile, at the plate, the Phils strike out just way too much. They've got guys on the roster who've surpassed the century mark with regard to punch-outs already. Turner and Pache are out for Philly. Mullins and Hicks inactive for Baltimore. The O's are 63% to the over when they hit first. Meanwhile, Philadelphia saw the overcash in their last 4 straight Suarez starts. Give me the Orioles plus $1, over 9.5. Next contest, Angels Tigers, 6:40 p.m. East. Detroit's minus $1.20, totals 8.5. Michael Lorenzen for Detroit, Patty Sandoval for Los Angeles. Now, as a team, the Angels have really played well recently, despite their debilitating injuries. The Angels got the W in 6 out of their last 7 ball games, and they averaged nearly 6 runs a game during that stretch. Shohei Ohtani's got 36 homers, 77 ribbies, and 250 total bases. Shohei's also got a 4.6 wins above replacement average. Meanwhile, Mickey Moniak's hitting .333 with an OPS nearly in the thousands. They're facing Michael Lorenzen, who's been very good this year, but still has a handful of losses to show for it. And no real surprise here, folks. The lefty comes into today's ball game with a losing record. And even if Lorenzen's unhittable here today, these Detroit batters can't score for shit. They're a bottom 3 run-producing lineup in their own stadium. Now, injury-wise, Trout, Rendon, Drury, and Adele, they're all still out for Los Angeles. But regardless of those injuries, these guys continue to win without those guys in the lineup. Now, 7 out of the Angels' last 10 ball games got over the total. They're also 65% to the over in their road trips. Meanwhile, Detroit, on the other side, they saw 60% of their contests at Comerica Park get over the line. Give me the Angels plus $1, over 8.5. Next contest, Mets, Yankees, 7:05 Eastern first pitch. The New York Yankees are minus $1.50, totals 8.5. Carlos Rodon for the Yankees, Jose Quintana for the Mets. And as much as everyone shits on the Mets, they got the W in 5 out of their last 8. They actually scored 41 total runs during that time frame. Brandon Nimmo's the club leader in hits. Pete Alonso's got all the home runs and RBI. And, of course, Alonso's got the 3rd most home runs in the major leagues right now. Now, they're facing Carlos Rodon, who really hasn't shown us much yet this year. Out of just 14-plus innings, the lefty Rodon's recorded 3 losses already, and he's yet to record a win. He's yet to win a ball game. He's currently got himself an embarrassing ERA of 7.36. He's also backed by a lineup who can't hit. These guys average fewer hits a game than any other club in the AL East. Jake Bowers is questionable for the Pinstripers. Judge, Cordero, Calhoun, and Trevino are still out. Meanwhile, for the Mets on the other side, Tommy Pham and Francisco Alvarez are questionable for them. Starling Marte is still inactive. 7 out of New York's last 10 ball games stayed under the total. The Yankees are 16-11 to the under. Let's try that again. The Yankees are 16-11 to the under against the National League in their interleague contests. Give me the Mets plus 1.5, under 8.5. Next ball game, Braves, Bo Sox, 7:10 Eastern first pitch. Atlanta's minus $1.75, totals 10. Spencer Strider for Atlanta, Brian Bayo for Boston. Now, Bayo's recorded 7 wins on the year and has an ERA in the 3s. The Bo Sox are also tough to slow down offensively at home. They absolutely love hitting at Fenway this year. These guys average more hits per night at home than any other team in the majors. Masataka Yoshida's the club leader in hits, .320 batting average. Jarren Duran's hitting .316 with an OPS close to 900. They're facing a Braves club on the other side who really isn't playing their best baseball right now. These guys took the loss in 6 out of their last 9. They've had some significant problems at the plate during that stretch. Sam Hilliard's still out for Atlanta. Reese McGuire is still inactive for Boston. The Red Sox saw their last 2 straight Bayo starts get over the total. Meanwhile, Atlanta went 8-4 to the over in their last dozen Spencer Strider starts themselves. Give me the Red Sox plus 1.5, over 10. Next matchup, Cubs, White Sox, 8:10 Eastern start time. Chicago, the White Sox, of course, are minus $1.20, totals 9 runs. Marcus Stroman for the Cubbies, Lance Lynn for the Sox. Now, Linney's just 6-9 with an ERA in the sixes. And even if Lance throws well here today, he may not get the run support he needs. The Sox are a bottom 5 run-producing team on their own diamond. They're facing Marcus Stroman for the Cubs, and he's had dynamic stuff. He's got double-digit wins and an ERA of 3.09. The righty's also punched out 105 batters, and he has a solid 1.14 whip. Now, as a team, the Cubbies are on a 4-game winning streak, and they also got the W in 6 out of their last 7. Cody Bellinger's hitting .314 with an OPS in the 900s. Nico Horner's got the most hits and runs scored. 9 out of the Cubs' last 10 outings did get over the total. They're also 12-4 to the over in their interleague road games. Give me the Cubs minus $1.20, over 9. Next matchup, Rangers-Astros, 8:10 Eastern first pitch. Houston's $1.75, totals 8.5. Framber Valdez for Houston, Andrew Heaney for Texas. Now, Heaney's got a handful of wins on the season, along with 100 strikeouts. And even if Heaney stinks today, the Rangers do have the ability to outscore anyone. They're arguably the most dangerous lineup in the game, and I'll tell you what, a lot of statistics would prove that argument. Marcus Semion's the club leader in hits. He's got 117 of them on the season. Meanwhile, Adolis Garcia, he's tied for the league lead in runs batted in. He was the first to 80 RBI this year in the majors. They're facing Framber Valdez, who's certainly been good this year. Not going to take that away from him, but he's not completely invincible. The lefties actually recorded 6 losses on the year. And when it comes to offensive production, the Astros have had some issues getting base runners at Minute Maid Park. They're in the bottom 5 in the AL right now in hit production at home. Now, injury-wise, Altuve and Alvarez are still questionable. Corey Seager's inactive for Texas. The Rangers averaged over 5.3 runs a game in their last 10 contests against Houston. They're also 8-4 to the over in their last dozen Andrew Heaney starts. Give me the Rangers plus 1.5, over 8.5. And with that, folks, we're going to jump into our next and final breakdown for the video. It's going to be in that A's-Giants game, 9:45 Eastern first pitch. San Francisco's minus 245, totals 8.5. Alex Wood for San Francisco, Hogan Harris for Oakland. Now, Hoagie's just 2-4 in the year with an ERA in the 6s. The A's still have the worst record in baseball, and they score the fewest amount of runs. They're taking on a Giants team who tends to win ball games when Alex Wood makes the start. They got the W in 7 out of Wood's last 11 starts. They were also quite good at the plate in those outings. Wilmer Flores, he has an OPS nearly in the 900s. Lamont Wade, he's been walked 58 times and leads the active roster in runs scored. And even if the bats struggle for the Giants, these San Francisco pitchers, they've thrown really well on their own field. These guys walk fewer batters per 9 at home than any other staff in the league. Now, Crawford and Estrada are still out for the Giants. Ruiz and Noda are inactive for Oakland. The A's are currently 60% to the under in their last 10. Meanwhile, San Francisco saw 7 out of their last 10 stay under the line themselves. Give me the Giants minus 1.5, under 8.5. And guys, I'm going to include my quick pick recap in the comments in the description section, so I don't have to go over all of them right now on the video. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for me. Gotta thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that, folks, happy Wednesday to you. Happy hump day to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage.